Welcome to this short tutorial on backgrounds versus layers. What you're currently looking at is an example of a background. Now if I move down to the next slide, you'll see an example of layers. This is made up of 3 different layers. And in this tutorial, I'll show you the difference between the two. Okay, here we have our slides. The first slide is the background slide. The second slide is the one with the different kind of layers on it. And what we're going to first do is recreate the background slide. So we're going to go down below. We're going to open a new slide. We're going to now go up and we're going to insert a picture into this as a background. Now we don't do that with the insert. Where it says insert picture, we don't go in and do it that way. We go under design. And all the way over to the right, we have format background. Click on that. We end up with a menu on the right hand side. Down on this menu, the first one, we have a choice of doing a picture. We're going to select that. It puts in a little default picture, but we want to insert our own. So we come over here where it says picture source, insert. We're going to go up to file, do it from file, do our office building, and it brought in the office building. Now I don't know if you notice it, it brought in that office building and sized it exactly for this size of slide. For example, if I go back in and I do an insert and we insert a picture to this device, you'll see that the picture is not the same size as the slide. So this automatically cropped the picture to fit it into the slide. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you can still edit this picture. You can go over here and to the format background, and we have different kinds of things we can do. We do fills, we can do artistic effects, we can do all kinds of resizing, sharpening, and saturation, temperature, so forth on this picture, but only through the background control. Okay, let's look at layers. Now, I'm going to show you some things that are pretty cool in layers when we're describing this. So you're going to go away from this presentation not only knowing about backgrounds, but also some tricks about how to use layers. So let's get started here. We're going to, first of all, create a new slide. And we're going to go up. I'm going to do an insert a picture here. Let's insert our background one, which is a skyscraper. And we have that. And then we're going to insert our next one, which is the owl. And the first little trick I'm going to show you is you can take this picture, and we don't want all this white, so we can go back up here. We can go in picture format. Then we go over here to the left, remove background. And it actually has done a good job of eliminating a lot of the background we don't want. So we're going to just take it as is. And there's our owl. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the text. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go ahead and select this and do a copy. Come down to the other slide, do a paste. And now we have our text. So we have right now 3 layers. And notice I have to be careful because unlike working with the background where you won't select it, I have to make sure I select off of the picture. Let's go ahead and stretch this first layer. And now I think everything looks pretty good. So let me bring out one other thing about a layer. We have the different layers, and a lot of times when you work with layers, what you do is you go up and you select a picture, and you'll go up to a range, enter up a range. You can sit there and go send the front, bring the front, send the back, bring the forward, send forward, backwards. But if you have a lot of layers, this is a pain in the neck. So what do? We want the same capability we have in other programs like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and other programs where they actually show the layers. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. What we want to do is we want to go up to Home, which is where we're at right now. We want to go over to Select, over here where it says Editing. Go up to Select, click Select. It says Select All, Select Objects. We want Select Pane. We're going to do Select Pane, and guess what happens? On the right-hand side, we show our layers. Now I can do everything with these layers as I can do with other programs. I can go up to that layer and I can select the one we have right now, which is the owl. And I can sit there and I can actually call it owl and get rid of the rest of the text. And so we can actually rename layers like we can in other programs. We can also hide it, like I can hide the owl so I can work on the item underneath. We can also hide the text box right here. Or we can show them all again. I can sit there and go, okay, I want my text behind the owl. So I can go up and take that text, I can drag it down, and now it's behind the owl. So you have all the capabilities you have with the other programs. Isn't that cool? So this is layers. This is some of the things you can do with layers. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and take a look at some of our other tutorials on this channel.